Hey there, Mr. God to you, coming in again. Just doing a follow-up video. I did a Winfinite video with Apocalypse showing round 8 and how that can work. But I wanted to show just what that team also looks like. Be using the Hollow Point Kiss PvP event that was just on. So because Black Widow, Grey Suit Black Widow is an integral part of it, and you can see I'm saying how you spec out her powers, make sure her red's at 3. Because she's boosted, she'll always work in this. Otherwise, Professor X, if he's too high a level, his blue power, if his match damage, like that number under his blue tile in his... like you see, I've got him set up, he's 5-5-3. That yellow has to be at 3, otherwise it fills the board with too many special tiles. That's the one thing to know about him. But what you have to watch out for with him, it's this ability here. So you see if his blue, that 108, if the 108, that number under his blue is higher than the number under, or the highest number anywhere else, right? Because the way his master plan works is you get 4 of your strongest color. So as long as, and both Scarlet Witch and Grey Suit Black Widow have their highest power is purple. So if either of them have their purple number, like Grey Suit Black Widow is 192 and his blue is 102, so obviously way higher, the combo will work, because when you get that match 5, you get 4 purple back, which lets you create more match 5s. You'll note also Scarlet Witch, I have her purple because you never use it, really, in this. It's nice to have it as a backup, but you should never use it. You should never have to use it, but I have hers at 3 because I like to have her green at 5, because there are going to be times when you need to harvest purple, and that's the one thing about her green, her Hexbolt, is it actually gives you AP. So I picked kind of just a generic 5-star team. Well, it's 1 5-star. You got 5-star Old Man Logan and boosted Riri. She's serious business. She's probably one of the better 4-stars and combos really well. I like to use her with the 5-star Phoenix, but I can maybe do a video about that later when I'm just doing shield battles. But here we go. So I've already got the 5. Now watch. So there are so many ways to make match 5s. So you can just go a straight line, right? So you get 5 in a row. That's the most common way. That's the best way. If you can get, if you have 2 tiles that are side by side, or that you can bridge into a match 5, excuse me, team up tiles and special tiles block you from doing stuff. So you really have to kind of consider the geometry of how this is going to work to make this work. And it's fun because you really do learn how to set these up really well. So you can see there's a huge block of ones there. That's going to get me a ton of green. All of that still is going to only be considered a match 5. So anytime that you add any extra curves and corners, as long as they're all touching, it doesn't consider it a second match 5. And that's also really important. You need 2 distinct match 5s from her purple in order for it to keep going. Now you see, like there, I was like 1 short of the purple I needed, so I used the Hexbolt to pull it, and now I can run now I can do the thing again. So the reason that a match 5, a linear match 5, like so all 5 in a row is important, is none of the other match 5s, like if you do a box of 3 and 3 on top of each other, or a cross, or any of those ones that it counts as a match 5, that isn't in a line, you get only a very localized, like if you see the one on the left side of the screen, it's only going to give me a critical tile in the middle. But the one on the right is actually going to sweep the whole line. Not that there's a lot of tiles left after the whole thing's there, but the fact that it gets the whole line is important, because when you're doing this combo, so right, the Grey Suit Black Widow power, the purple power, lets you make 2 separate match 5s. Those match 5s are going to give you a bunch of green, like 10 or more green AP, but because of Professor X's master plan, they're going to do 2 different sets of like 5,000 damage, and on top of that 5,000 damage, you're going to get back a bunch. You also get 4 purple for each of them, which is why you need to have 2 distinct ones. That gets you to 8. You need 10 to fire off her purple again to keep the whole thing going. So a match 5 that's in a line, you can actually, if you get lucky with where you can place it, right, so like you can see there. Now, if on the right side of the screen, if there had been some purple over there, like say where those team-up tiles are, that would have gained me 2 more, the 2 extra purple I need. So the combination of that and the 2 lines would be enough to do another round of it. I think at this point I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do the geometry. I might actually see I just make a match. And the reason I match team-up tiles is they are the biggest blocker, right? Because you can't turn those green. That's the one thing with her power. So now that I've made a bit of space for myself, I relook at the geometry, right? So you need to have some green tiles that are pretty close to bridging with each other. Now the other way that you can make this, I think I took this symbol here. I was like, oh, this is going to help because it's a bit of a board thing, and it didn't do anything because it destroys them based on enemy special tiles, and I wasn't paying attention, so I really just kind of wasted my team up thing there. But you kind of need to recognize, and the more you do this combo, the better you get at recognizing the geometries of what you need to do, right? So, like 2 greens, like on this left-hand corner that are across from each other, those are things you always look for, because that 3 tiles almost always turns that into, see, that's the other way. You can make them 2 lines that overlap. That's a match 5. See, I've got the T up there. That's a match 5. But then I have, you go back and you just do 3. So, and the other thing too is every now and then you get really lucky and you have like that one at the top you can make with just 2. One at the bottom is 3, so you have 1 left over. Don't just throw that one away. You can either add it to one of the existing ones in a direction that makes it a match 4 on the T, which will fill in that line. Or you can just tag it, worst case scenario, like find another green that's sitting by itself and put a green next to it. Because the next time you run that combo, those 2 green tiles side by side is an easy, you just put 3 in there and it adds up and makes another match 5 for you. So yeah, now we're almost all the way through. The other teams had, like 4 turns that they've actually been doing matches on. Everything else has been us, and we've got a sniper rifle. Now this is good too. Like, look how congested the board's getting with team-up tiles. There's a few shields in there. So you line that reticule up so that it's going to do the most line of damage, and all of a sudden all those team-up tiles are gone. All those shields that were blocking up, they're not really doing anything. Like, you have shields on the board, but they're not actually helping you. See, this is another instance where there aren't necessarily 2 easy matches to go with to make the 2 groups of 5. So I make a T there with those 2, and then you have the 4. That's the other benefit. If you can make one out of 2 with 4 in a row, you can turn a single green into a match 5 if you can use that economy. And there we go. Down goes old man Logan. His healing doesn't help him a bit. And that's a quick and easy way to do that combo. Hope you liked it. Like and subscribe.